Someone on my Tumblr has been wanting me to make a video about my online school experience, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So I started doing online school halfway through freshman year. Now I'm a junior. So anyway, my situation freshman year kind of forced me to do online school just because I wasn't making it to public school and I still had to get my education, so that was how we did it. I think I did like 2 classes online in freshman year, but it wasn't until and I sort of did more half and half, equal online and offline things sophomore year, but it wasn't until junior year this year where I kind of am only doing online. I do have 2 classes that aren't online, but that just requires me to meet with the tutor like once or twice a week, and all that stuff. So, to talk about what it actually is, it's a big transition from public school to do online school, so I don't really know that stuff, but I do have an IEP, so I don't know if that made this easier, but I'll just explain how this goes. So anyway, let's talk about the pros and cons of online school. So the pros, first of all, there are many great ones that I sure do love, and obviously the pros outweighed the cons in my situation because I'm doing online school. So the first pro would have to be that you can do your homework or your studying whenever. You can do it at midnight on a Friday, you can do it at 5 a.m. on a Tuesday, you can do it while you're eating dinner, you could do it while you're on vacation in Florida. Like, there's no, oh, you have a class at 8:30 a.m. every Monday through Friday, and you have to be there. It's, you do it whenever you want to do it, and as long as you get it done within, a reasonable amount of time, then you're good to go. And that's like the greatest thing for me about it, because I hate when people tell me what to do, so it kind of gives me the freedom and the opportunity. So when I do have a moment where I'm like, I really want to do some homework right now, which isn't very often, but they come around, those moments, and I can just really go at it, even if it's at 10 o'clock at night. And if I was in public school, I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's one thing that's super fantastic. Another pro would be that, that you don't have to take exams. I've only taken about 4 or 5 exams in my whole high school career, because I did take exams the first freshman semester that I was there, but other than that I've never taken any other exams, and I'm so happy about that. I assume every high school has exams, at least in the US, and I know that everybody hates them. I think even teachers hate them, but for online school you don't have to do that, and it's really nice. I really enjoy that. Another part that kind of ties into that that's also a pro is that with all of your homework, your tests, your quizzes, everything you do, you can use your notes for it. So there's no hardcore cramming or memorizing that you would normally have to do for public school, because for public school it's just a game of how well you can memorize all of these facts, but that's not how online school works. It just makes sure you understand the information being given and that you can sort of apply it, and then you get your grade. Okay, and are there any other pros? Oh, okay, so then there are some personal pros that don't really matter, but you don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. You can stay awake late at night. You don't have a schedule. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to sit by someone who smells. You don't have to see the annoying people all day. Those are just personal things that I personally enjoy a lot. Now, there are some cons, and like I said before, the pros definitely outweigh the cons for me, or else I wouldn't be doing this. So it just depends on personal preference. But okay, so a con would obviously be you don't have that much of a social life, because let's be honest, the only reason why any of us have social lives is because we go to school. If we weren't forced to go to school, we probably wouldn't socialize nearly half as much as we do unless you do like some outside sports or clubs, which not that many of us do. So anyways, I'm just explaining that. So yeah, my social life diminished, but I'm kind of okay with that because it gave me the opportunity to work on myself, because I have made a previous video where I talked about like real friends, and I was wearing dark lips that day. That's all I remember from that video. But that time that I was like, you know, not forced to be around teenagers who were kind of telling me which direction to go and what to do and what to like and all that stuff, I was able to, I don't know, figure out what I like and become passionate about things. And it's actually a really good thing because now I know what I love, so it makes everything a little bit easier. But that's a whole thing that you would have to think about if you wanted to do online school, because I know most teenagers aren't really like focused on that. And another con that I can think of is that sometimes there are times when you're in like a unit or doing the section online and it just doesn't make sense and you have to figure it out yourself, and that can be really frustrating and really difficult because you don't have someone you can like lean over to and like look at their paper to see like what's going on if you're lost. You do have Google you can use, and you probably can ask your parents or anything like that, but it is a little frustrating at times because like you have to do it yourself. Like if you don't understand something that they're teaching you, then you have to figure it out yourself. But besides that, those are pretty much like the big pros and cons that I see. The person on Tumblr also asked me to talk about my social life while doing online school, and I told her up front like I haven't really mastered this, and honestly I haven't, but I'll talk about it for a minute or two. I'm an extrovert, so yeah, I love being around people most of the time, 99% of the time. So at first it wasn't difficult for me when I first did online school because I was in a situation that kind of made me very quiet and shy and scared, so it didn't bother me. But now that I'm like on a medicine and spring is coming and everything's happier again, I am starting to notice like, wow, I don't have a social life. But you just have to put yourself out there, and thank God for like social media and like sports and stuff like that, because those things really connect you together. I think if you have like a really good friend or a really good couple of friends, you'll be fine if you decide to do online school, because if they are your real friends, they won't forget about you. Like just because you don't pass them by in the hallway doesn't mean that you still can't hang out with them and be there for them and be their friends and do fun stuff with them. Because honestly, in my school we have like, I don't even know how many people, so I wouldn't even see my friends at the high school if I went to public school, so it doesn't even make that big of a difference, besides the fact that I'm not really inside all the gossip, and that makes it a little uncomfortable when I do get into situations with people or my peers, because I don't know like who's dated who or who did what or who likes who, like all that stupid stuff. But in a way it's good because I don't care, and I'm kind of glad I don't know, because that information and like gossip like that is just not good anyways, so it's a good thing probably that I don't hear any of that. But yeah, I guess for socializing you just have to try a little bit harder. You can still hang out with them, you can still go to like football games and sports games, and you can go meet them for lunch. Like you can still do everything that you would do normally, you just don't pass them by in the hallway. So yeah, that's all I really have to talk about online school. But if you do have any other questions about my experience or what it's like, and I forgot to mention them, then leave them down below and I will answer them. Yeah, so that's it. I will see you in my next video. Bye!